Welcome to the 1992 Copenhagen Skull Shootout season opener for the World of Outlaws. The National Sprint Car Classic is being held here indoors for the first time in sprint history in the Florida Suncoast Dome here in Tampa, Florida. All right, there's Sammy Swindell's car out of Bartlett, Tennessee, the TMC Trucking Special. Sammy there talking to some of the officials indoor, the beautiful automobile powered by Gertie engines. And that's a Keith Kaufman machine. Kaufman taking over the ride in the Leon Wintermeyer, number 1W out of Pennsylvania. And the Kaufman team having two cars ready to go. Johnny Mackinson and the Barshinger Hughes machine out of York, Pennsylvania, car number 65. And the car number 1A, that's Bobby Allen, one of the very original World of Outlaw travelers out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. And Danny Smith in his beautiful number 2D machine making its first start of the 92 season. Joe Gertie now driving the 5J machine on the World of Outlaws circuit, getting a brand new ride. And Robbie Stanley in the number 4U. And Jimmy Sills driving the Hampshire Special, number 63. Jimmy Sills out of California. Ed Lynch Jr., the second generation star from Apollo, Pennsylvania, in car number 2L. And the officials giving the driver instructions down there. That's Kevin Huntley's number 1M on the line. And number 78, that's Todd Kane. Todd Kane. Brett Keating's number 69, the J.W. Hunt sponsored machine. Lee Brewer Jr. in car number 1S. Andy Hillenberg's number 2, another black machine on the World of Outlaws circuit. And Ricky Hood driving the Weichert's Livestock number 29. So the cars all lined up, getting ready to get their warm-ups in here in the Bay Area, here at the Suncoast Dome. And there you're looking at it, fans, inside the dome. Beautiful new layout of a clay surface in Tampa, Florida. That's inside the Suncoast Dome in Tampa, Florida. You notice there's no cars indoors. All the cars are pitted outside the dome and are raced indoors. The racing surface below you was designed and constructed to bring the speed and excitement of the world's greatest sprint car drivers indoors for the first time. And there they are on the speedway. It's a 1/4 of a mile speedway, approximately 6,200 compacted yards of high-quality Florida clay was mined, transported, and installed specifically for this event inside the Florida Suncoast Dome. Boy, look at this. Getting ready to go out on the speedway for their warm-up session on this very fast 1/4 of a mile speedway. You notice that a catch fence was also installed for the purpose of racing here for the first time. World of Outlaw warm-ups on the track. Track looked very smooth out there. And there goes the green flag for a couple of good, fast, hot laps. Boy, look at this. Coming out of that fourth turn now. Look, oh, and there they come into one and sliding sideways and just standing on it on the backstretch. Someone got out of shape there. That's a number 63 machine. Got a little out of shape there. Got a push and got on the way. That's Jimmy Sills. Push truck staying on the speedway momentarily. Fans starting to come into the Suncoast Dome now, getting ready to look at what's going to be a history-making situation here with the World of Outlaws here in Florida. Indoors, under controlled temperatures. And once again, they give them the green flag. These are hot lap warm-ups going on. Drivers have seen the track for the very first time, and they're on the track for the very first time. Boy, they set those cars completely sideways, and they're just, and there goes another one. All the way around the ring, 360 degrees around sideways with the number 28 right down there on the track. Car number 28 getting a little out of shape there momentarily. And he gets off and underway. Slight little bump and run on this quarter of a mile. Remember, these drivers come from all across the states of America, all the way to California, and some from Canada as well. They all come down to Florida to race in this Suncoast Dome, first time event here in sunny Florida. There's the car number 2 going out, Andy Hillenberg going out on the track. They're getting all lined up there to get them all lined up with their push trucks. And then they close the doors to the Suncoast Dome, and then they turn the next group loose. All right, there they go. Off and running once again. Push trucks getting them off and running down the front straightaway. Big field of cars coming in. There's a national champion, Steve Kinzer, out of Bloomington, Indiana. Multiple champion of the World of Outlaws and defending champion of 1991 as well. There's the car number 8, that driver all the way from up in the state of New York, Craig Keel, down to race here in sunny Florida. Under the dome, another group, there's Stevie Smith Jr., second generation driver in car number 77 in the Al Hamilton Motorsports machine, waiting in the staging area to come out on the track. Some of the push trucks still in tow with some of the machines on the speedway. And pretty soon they'll give them the green flag. And there's Robbie Stanley, car number 4U. Robbie really turned in some very exciting finishes in the Midwest area, coming to the World of Outlaws for 1992. And the number 1S, that's the driver right down there on the speedway, Lee Brewer Jr. in car number 1S. And there goes the green flag on another set of hot laps out there. Let's see who's going to get around. A little bumping and going on down there with the cars down in the corner. Boy, it looks like Stevie Smith Jr. knows how to hug that inside rail in these hot laps. Johnny Mackinson going by, and also the number 7C of Dave Blaney out of Cortland, Ohio. Some real good racing will go on here following all these hot laps here tonight The World of Outlaws, of course, will go through their traditional time trials to see who's going to be making the qualifying heat events, and also what position they'll be starting in for those heat events. That'll go according to the time trials here on the program. You notice some of those cars hugging that inside rail, then they make a sharp left-hand turn on the backstretch of this fine quarter-mile speedway. Steve Kinzer getting a hold of things down here, the multiple champion of the World of Outlaws out of Bloomington, Indiana. Boy, Kinzer's moving up. He sort of moves everybody over, moving that number 21X machine to the side and keeps on going. The only thing in the center section of this quarter mile are the safety vehicles and emergency vehicles that are standing by. Another group of drivers, there's Ricky Hood in the Weicker Livestock machine going by. Ricky taking over the reins and driving duties of that car in the Florida series. And a driver to be named later to drive that machine during the 1992 season. Bobby Allen getting around, hugging that inside rail, getting past the number 8 of Craig Keel. The car has to be set up just exactly right. It's got to hug that inside groove down there. And also Keith Kaufman. Kaufman slows down right there. Kaufman slowed down. He bumped into the inside rail down there on the second turn near the back straightaway. Keith Kaufman got together with the number 21 machine down there on the speedway, driven by Fred Raymer. Slight tangle by the two machines. Both of them are disabled momentarily. Freddie Raymer and his brand new ride that he took over late last season in the late season runnings, that number 21 machine. Kenny Jacobs there in a 7TW. That's the car that was vacated by Joe Gertie after the 1991 season. Jacobs vacated the number 1W, which is now driven by Keith Kaufman. He took over the ride in the number 7TW on the World of Outlaw Tour for 1992. There's Lance DeWeese. That's the Walter Dyer Masonry car out of Hancock, Maryland. One of the Maryland drivers, DeWeese hails from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Walter Dyer starting his 25th year as a car owner of sprint cars. And there's the number 10 machine, Danny Lasowski. Danny Lasowski driving the Casey Luna Ford car that was driven by Bobby Davis Jr. a couple of seasons ago, winning the World of Outlaw Championship Tour. And there goes Dave Blaney out of Hartford, Ohio. Great racing family. His brother also racing on the circuit. And his dad was one of the great racers, now races modifieds. Blaney in the number 7C machine. Sammy Swindell out there hot lapping as well on the speedway. Sammy out of Bartlett, Tennessee. One of the real hot shoes of World of Outlaw competition. Steve Beitler, all the way in from the state of Washington, out there in car number 22. Beitler in the past had run number 21, but in 1992, his car is number 22. Beitler bought out his partner over the winter months and now is a driver owner. Robbie Stanley getting around there pretty quickly right now in that number 4U machine. Out there for time trials right now, Stanley's time was a 15.748. So after that lot of hot lap warm-up period out there to prepare for this history-making event, Robbie Stanley being the first driver out on the speedway right now for his hot lap warm-up period. Jeff Scrum now on the speedway. And the time for Robbie Stanley was 15.748. Let's see what Jeff Scrum's going to be in that number 51 machine on the track at the moment. Boy, he's getting around there pretty lively. Is Jeff Scrum. His time 15.369. 15.369. Next driver coming out. Here he comes. That's the Weichert Livestock, number 29. The driver, Ricky Hood. Ricky Hood out there now on the speedway in car number 29. Boy, Ricky's standing on it. That's the Mr. Beef, number 29 out there on the speedway, getting around. A lot of chrome on that machine. Good looking car and a real fine driver, Ricky Hood. Hood getting around there quite fast. Even faster, it appears, than the two drivers prior in that number 29. Ricky Hood standing on it way wide, too. If he could get that car down on the short end of the speedway, he'd really have a good time. And the time out there for car number 29, Ricky Hood, 14.537. 14.537 on that lap for Ricky Hood. Ed Lynch Jr. going out. This is a second generation star out of Apollo, Pennsylvania. And let me tell you, he had some big shoes to fill. And this young man started out about 7 or 8 years ago, and he has fit those shoes to the highest degree and certainly has made his mark in sprint car racing. Ed Lynch Jr. out of Apollo, Pennsylvania. Lynch coming down. Boy, he's getting around there. He's keeping that car right down on that inside groove now. That's the shortest way around the speedway. Shortest way around. His time, 14.211. 14.211. Kevin Doty. That's car number 7. Kevin Doty, the driver on the speedway at the moment. Doty getting that car around pretty good, but he's getting a little wide going down the backstretch. But apparently that's the way he feels comfortable out there on the speedway. But that's a longer way around. If you let that car hang way out there, it's not going to get the fastest groove. Now he's trying to keep her down, but apparently it didn't. His time, 15.434. 15.434. And now here he comes, the multiple national champion in the Valvoline Special, Steve Kinzer out of Bloomington, Indiana. Kinzer going around now. Boy, look at that car getting around. The Carl Kinzer prepared, number 11 out of Bloomington, Indiana. First lap out there of the 14.616 for Kinzer. He's going to try to get a better lap this time. He's got that car running pretty wide, however, around the turns and down the backstretch. But here he comes. getting the white flag for one more lap around the speedway, and let's see if he's going to have it. He's got that tires warmed up, and he's standing on the gas. Steve Kinzer always has a good time, and coming by the lap of 14.309. 14.309 for Steve Kinzer. Now on the speedway, the car number 2D of Danny Smith. Danny Smith in the car number 2D. Boy, here's a guy that gets around well from Danville, Indiana. Danny Smith. That's a machine, the Sanders Engineering machine, number 2D of Danny Smith. Smith's time, a very fast time out there on the speedway. Time of 14.609. 14.609 for Danny Smith. He turned in a pretty swift lap on the racetrack. Now remember, none of these drivers ever saw this speedway until tonight, and they've never been on it until tonight. The World of Outlaw drivers are adapted to any racetrack across the nation. Now on the speedway, Lance DeWeese in the Walter Downer Masonry car. Prior was the Andy Hillenberg machine. Hillenberg in the number 2 turned to 15.781. Let's see what DeWeese will be able to do now with the Walter Downer Masonry car. Lance DeWeese got the car sort of hanging to the side a little bit, but he's standing on the fuel, the young driver out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Getting a little wide in the turns as DeWeese. His time was 14.802. 14.802. Now the driver from the state of New York on the speedway, that's Craig Keel. Craig Keel from up in the Weedsport, New York area. One of the few drivers out of the state of New York who goes sprint car racing, and he's one of the World of Outlaw travelers for many years. Craig Keel out of Weedsport, New York. Keel does it on a family basis, no sponsor, and his time was 15.959. 15.959. Now the Ricky Logan machine. Ricky Logan. This is the number 20 machine on the speedway of Logan. Ricky Logan. Getting around the speedway now, getting the green flag on his trip for time trials. Logan coming down on the inside now, getting around the speedway pretty quickly in that number 20. His time, 15.336. 15.336. Now they're trying to get the Bobby Allen number 1A fired up, and apparently Allen's car just wouldn't fire up. So they bring out Jimmy Sills onto the speedway out of California in car number 63. Jimmy Sills. Sills, one of the real veteran drivers out of California, coming into the Florida Suncoast Dome to do battle here with the World of Outlaws here tonight. Sills getting around that lap of a 15.886. 15.886 for his time trial. Now, second generation driver, Steve Smith Jr. New Oxford, Pennsylvania is the hometown. That's the Al Hamilton Motorsports number 77. Smith has won a few of the World of Outlaw races in his very young career. Fine young racer who started out in go-karts and then turned to sprint car racing. Smith Jr.'s very fast lap on the speedway right now is 14.932. 14.932. Going out now in the number 4A, that's Jeff Swindell. Jeff Swindell. Number 4A, Jeff Swindell. Jeff getting around the speedway now in that number 4A. Turning some pretty good laps right now on the track, but letting it hang out pretty wide. That may cost him some very valuable seconds. And the time for Swindell, 15.900. Johnny Mackinson Jr., another second-generation driver. His dad was one of the great modified drivers up in the central Pennsylvania area. This young man hails from York, Pennsylvania. Johnny Mackinson Jr. This is a Barshinger Hughes number 65. And the time for Johnny Mackinson, 14.206. And that, so far, is fast time here in the Suncoast Dome. 14.206. Another one of the central Pennsylvania drivers going out in the speedway now. That's Fred Raymer, number 21. Fred Raymer, number 21, going out in the speedway right now. As Mackinson comes in, as we just told you, he just set the fastest time so far. Raymer out there with his brand new ride, that number 21 machine. Ed Stauffer, the head wrench on that machine for Freddie Raymer. He hails from Ardleys, Pennsylvania. Freddie Raymer. It's the Anheuser-Busch machine for Raymer, who was a Busch champion of 1991 across the state of Pennsylvania. And his time, 16.246. 16.246. Keith Kaufman now from Mifflintown, Pennsylvania, going to the track. For Kaufman in the 1W, that's a Leon Wintermeyer, number 1W. Kaufman out of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania. Champion at many speedways over the years, and a regular now on the World of Outlaw Tour. Kaufman knows how to get around a speedway, and he's got one of the very top machines right there, number 1W. And the time for Keith Kaufman out there on the speedway, that was 14.552. 14.552. Good time for Keith Kaufman. Number 78, Todd Kane on the track. Todd Kane, number 78. Boy, Kane getting around pretty good around the speedway. Got that big Hummer tire on the right rear of that machine. Trying to get a good bite here on this quarter-mile track. Todd Kane. Kane's time, 14.869. 14.869, a good time for this young driver. Now getting ready to come out on the speedway, Joe Gertie. Joe Gertie in the car number 5J. Gertie out of Rochester, Indiana. That's the E&E Industries maximum chassis machine. Joe Gertie. Gertie getting around now on the back straightaway. Boy, he's got that thing rolling way out near the wall on the straightaway. Gertie gets her down low underneath, but he can't keep it down in the low groove. That will be a hindrance to Joe Gertie. His time, 15.392. 15.392 for Joe Gertie. Here comes the guy. He's won on almost every speedway in the United States at one time or another. He drives all kinds of race cars. He's behind the wheel. Number 21, Jack Hewitt of Troy, Ohio. Jack Hewitt, number 21, from Troy, Ohio. No stranger to any type of racing competitions. He races sprint cars, midgets, he races late models. He also races the champ cars, does Jack Hewitt. Hewitt not getting around at a good pace, though, here in time trials tonight. Hewitt's time is 15.809. 15.809. Now it's Dave Blaney in the number 7C from Cortland, Ohio. That's a Bavarian machine. That's a Gambler chassis for Blaney. He's a second-generation driver. Also has a third-generation driver in the family. So the Blaneys are all racers, from fathers right straight through the family. This is Dave Blaney on the speedway, driving for the number 7C for quite some time now. Blaney's lap, a good one, 14.362. That gives him the fourth fastest time so far, 14.362. Now here he comes. Kenny Jacobs just changed rides for 1992. He's on the speedway in the number 7 TW. And we told you earlier, this is the car that was driven last year by Joe Gertie. Kenny Jacobs in the number 7 TW out of Holmesville, Ohio. That's the House of Windsor Gambler machine. There's Jacobs. Jacobs, a regular on the tour this year for his car owner. Getting around the speedway pretty quick right now. Let's see what his official lap time will be as he comes away. That fourth turn down the front straightaway. And for Kenny Jacobs, good lap on the speedway. He's going to make the best of the final lap coming out of the fourth turn now down the front chute. And the time for Kenny Jacobs, 14.756. 14.756. Now, here comes generation number 3 of the Blaney family. This is Dale Blaney. Only been driving for about 3 years now. Younger of the Blaney family, Dale Blaney. He hails from Hartford, Ohio. He had a lot of shoes to fill. He had to fill his brother's shoes, his father's shoes, and he's really making a great mark in racing. Won a lot of races out in the western Pennsylvania and Ohio area in that Stockdale Transport number 4 did Dale Blaney. And Blaney's time, 15.982. 15.982. Now the number 22 on the speedway. This is the man we told you that changed numbers. Bought his partner out, and he's going racing as a owner driver in 1992. Steve Beitler. Beitler, very fast time out there on the speedway for his first lap on the track, 14.265 on the first lap. He's keeping that car right down in that very, very low groove is Steve Beitler. Boy, look at Beitler. That Bonds Welding, number 22 machine. His second and final lap on the speedway. Very fast, 14.175. And ladies and gentlemen, that is fast time here in the Suncoast Dome on the new quarter-mile speedway. 14.175, and it was Steve Beitler setting the fast time here thus far. Now the number 1S of Lee Brewer Jr. Lee Brewer Jr. on the speedway in the number 1S machine. Lee Brewer is driven for a lot of different car owners, but he's been in this number 1S now for 2 years. Brewer trying to make the best of his lap coming around. Staying about midway in the racetrack. And his very fast time on the speedway, 16.605. 16.605. Now the number 1M of Kevin Huntley. Kevin Huntley. Boy, Huntley knows how to smash the gas on the number 1M machine. Huntley coming around now as he comes out of the corner. Getting the white flag for one more big lap on the speedway for Kevin Huntley. And his time, 14.585. 14.585. Now the number 5M trying to get fired up. That's Mark Kinzer. Mark Kinzer trying to get fired up. Looks like his car just won't start. He's got problems, and he's heading back into the pits. And that brings out the number 88 of Terry McCarl. Terry McCarl, number 88 on the speedway. Terry McCarl, Pleasanton, California. It's a Country Builders Construction machine. A lot of California drivers drove all the way across the country to race here in the Suncoast Dome here on this new quarter-mile speedway that was constructed just for this race. Here in Tampa, Florida. Well, this guy didn't come all the way across the country for nothing. He's getting that car around there at a pretty good pace, but he's keeping it way wide against the wall. And the time out there for Terry McCarl, 15.141. That's Gary Wright in number 5 on the speedway now. Gary Wright, number 5. Wright's time on the speedway, 15.653. Now Brent Keating. Brent Keating. Boy, he's getting around pretty quickly as well on the racetrack. Brent Keating. Keating getting around there, pretty good pace right now as they go down the turn. That's the J.W. Hunt sponsored machine for Brent Keating. And he had a good time of a 14.868. 14.868. Now the number 30, Jim Molis. Jim Molis out there with the number 30 on the speedway. Molis now getting that car pretty wide around the turns. See, Fox Lake Sprinter. Jim Molis, his time, 16.291. 16.291. Tom Bassinger. Tom Bassinger in the white number 3 machine on the track. Bassinger out there now in the number 3. Boy, Bassinger knows how to go fast. Bassinger getting around at a pretty good pace right now. May have a good fast lap on the track. Bassinger's time out there on the speedway, 14.778. 14.778. Danny Lasowski getting ready to go to the speedway now. Lasowski hails from Lexington, Missouri. It's a Casey Luna Ford on the track. Car number 10, Danny Lasowski. Boy, this car won a lot of races on the World of Outlaw Tour and then sat still for a while. And the head wrench on the machine had an operation, and they're back racing once again now. Casey Luna Ford. From New Mexico comes the car. And Danny Lasowski, one of the top drivers on the World of Outlaw Tour. His time out there, very fast time, 14.862. 14.862 on the racetrack. Boy, he uses up all the racetrack. Wasowski does on the Speedway. Tony Elliott comes to the Speedway now in car number 17. Tony Elliott. Surely a good field of cars. Elliott's time, 16.315. Now here he comes. Former World of Outlaw champion, number 1, Sammy Swindell, out of Bartlett, Tennessee. Swindell in the TMC trucking machine. That's his own chassis, a chassis that he put together and built himself. Sammy Swindell. Let's see what his time is on the track. Always times good, always races good. One of the top contenders, World of Outlaw competition. Swindell coming around on his final lap now. Very good time coming down. And for Sammy Swindell, a good fast lap of a 14.609. 14.609. On the Speedway now, Bobby Davis Jr. Bobby Davis Jr. in car number 4 out of Memphis, Tennessee, a gambler racing for his father. That's a combination father and son racing team now for the last 2 seasons is Bobby Davis Jr. in car number 4. Davis getting around quite well on the Speedway. And at number 4, did very well for himself all last year. And a very fast time on the track for Bobby Davis Jr. He just turned a 14.455. 14.455. Now the number 97B, Aaron Berryhill. Aaron Berryhill, number 97B, brings his car to the Speedway. Berryhill's very fine red-looking machine on the racetrack. And the track staying in very, very fine condition. Those who put this racetrack together certainly did a great job. Berryhill's time, 15.886. 15.886. Now the 4N machine driven by Terry Shepard. Terry Shepard, number 4N. Shepard getting around, another one of the red cars on the World of Outlaw Tour here this season. Shepard still standing on the gas as he goes through the corners. And his time was a 15.926. 15.926. Bobby Allen, whose car did not get started earlier. Is on the Speedway now for his time trial. Allen getting a time around the Speedway to get a lap on the track, to get some kind of a time on the track because he had mechanical troubles earlier on the day. And for Bobby Allen, that was a 15-second flat time. 15-second flat. And Mark Kinzer comes out now. His car also didn't start earlier. He's getting a chance to go out on the Speedway, the number 5M. Getting that last opportunity to get a lap on his time trials here for this history-making event here in the Suncoast Dome. Mark Kinzer of Olytic, Indiana. It's a Payless hardware machine. Mark Kinzer's time, 15.259. 15.259. So as Mark Kinzer makes his way off the speedway, that will complete the time trials. Got another car coming out, another car on the speedway momentarily. Coming out for their warm-up. This is the other class of cars that are coming out. These are known as the Tampa Bay area sprint cars. Tampa Bay area sprint cars that are racing here tonight along with the World of Outlaws. All right, that now, ladies and gentlemen, completes all the time trials for the World of Outlaws here in this history-making event here in the Suncoast Dome. Top 6 in qualifiers. These are the ones that will be in the dash. Steve Beitler setting the fast time on the speedway. Second fastest was Johnny Mackinson. Third was Ed Lynch Jr. Then Steve Kinzer, Dave Blaney, and Bobby Davis Jr. in that order. Those are the top 6 in the time trials here on this very fine, newly constructed quarter-mile speedway inside the Suncoast Dome. Mark Kinzer and Todd Kane up there in row number 1. The guys from the rear of the field in that 5th row are going to have their work cut out for them. Track is in immaculate shape. Whoever did the work here inside the Suncoast Dome certainly did an excellent job of getting the track. Let's see how it holds up now in our qualifying heat events. And here they come. Pace trucks off the speedway, and here comes the green flag on the racetrack for our first heat event. And everybody's hugging that inside rail on the back straightaway. Going down the backstretch on the outside now. There they go. And here's number 78 on the outside trying to hold on the lead, and who's going to have it? Here they come. Look who's got the lead. Clear from that 3rd row, it's Dave Blaney. Blaney takes the lead, leaves everybody trailing behind as they go through the corners on the front straightaway and into turn 1. Here they come. Right at you, folks, in number 7C. Dave Blaney leading the way. Watch the number 1M of Kevin Huntley trying to get through the package. And oh no, we got trouble. Caution out on the track. Fred Raymer on the speedway. His car coming to a stop, and look who else came to a stop. The fast qualifier, Steve Beitler. So number 21, Raymer, and number 22, Beitler are out of heat number 1. So there they go, and there goes the green flag out. And look at this, going 3 wide through the turn, coming out of that 4th corner. Boy, everybody trying to make some ground up. Wow, number 21, Fred, and they're trying to move up. That's Jack Hewitt. Hewitt trying to move up in that 21 car. He's trying to find some racing room on this very tight quarter-mile speedway. There's your leader going into turn 1. That's Dave Blaney going through the corner into turn number 1 and 2. Coming out of the 4th turn now. And we got a caution flag out on the racetrack. Right here in turn number 1, Kevin Doty up against the inside wall here in turn 1. Once again, we're looking for the green. Boy, look at this in the back row. 3 wide for the green. Somebody made a sachet all the way to the outside, and they're moving up. There they go, off and running down the front chute and onto the back straightaway. And the leader, number 7C, Dave Blaney, and Kevin Huntley is second in the number 1M. Here they come out of the corner, leading away and going for the number 3 position right now. That's Mark Kinzer. Kinzer hanging right in there, and now we got troubles here with the Jack Hewitt machine. We're ready to go racing once again. Boy, look at him bunched up. Look at Mark Kinzer on the outside. He's finding a lot of racing room up on the outside of the 2nd place machine of Kevin Huntley. Mark Kinzer going to the outside. He's got Huntley. He may have the leader. Watch this. He's up to 2nd place now, still riding on the outside. That car getting a big bite on the outside. Can Dave Blaney hold him off? He's taking the short way around the speedway, but oh no, it ain't going to happen here tonight. It's number 5M, Mark Kinzer, who comes to the front end of the field. Mark Kinzer comes to the front end of the field. He's got the lead right now. The Olytic driver is out in front in number 5. Mark Kinzer from Olytic, Indiana. Boy, look at him stretching her out. He's still stretching her out. Blaney hanging on, trying to hang on. Kevin Huntley putting the pressure on Dave Blaney now, and Huntley again looking to the outside of Dave Blaney. Can he do it? Does he have enough of power? He may have it. He's gonna get second place. Can he do it? He's standing on the gas. Blaney made a bad move. He went to the outside. Huntley dived down to the inside. He's got second place away from Dave Blaney. Blaney drops back into third position. And here they come down the front straightaway. And there's a checkered flag for the winner, Mark Kinzer. Mark Kinzer, who came and dropped back after starting on the pole, came back on the outside and wins the first event. Finishing second, number 1M, Kevin Huntley. Third place going to the number 7C of Dave Blaney. Fourth position to the number 4 of Todd Kane. And fifth place, the car number 21 of Jack Hewitt. Heat number 2 coming to the Speedway. Car number 20 will be Ricky Logan. Starting second, number 77, Steve Smith Jr. In the number 3 position will be number 461, Lance DeWeese. There they are, all lined up. The winged sprinters of the Copenhagen Skull Shootout of the World of Outlaws as they come down to get the green flag for heat number 2. Hey, look at this. Steve Smith Jr. fading back a little bit, getting a little bit wide. There goes 2 cars by him, but boy, it didn't take him long to stand on the gas. He's got the lead back. Got the lead back, did Steve Smith Jr. And right now they're back under the caution period momentarily. Ricky Logan on the pole. Stevie Smith Jr. on the outside as they get ready for the green. Here they go. Down the back straightaway now, coming around 3 and 4. 2 by 2. Lance DeWeese in that battle. Here comes the green flag for heat number 2. A little bit of a hole down in that first turn. Somebody touched that hole momentarily, and they're moving now on the back straightaway. There goes Smith again. Remember, he dropped back and he tried it on the outside. He's back up to second place, but the leader, look who's leading coming out. Yes, sir, boy. It's Steve Smith Jr., but that's not going to last very long. Lance DeWeese, the Waynesboro, Pennsylvania driver, in that Walter Dyer Masonry car, goes to the outside. He's got the lead in car number 461. Steve Smith Jr. second, but look who's sneaking up on the inside. That's the number 2D machine on the inside of Danny Smith. Smith moving up on the inside now. We got a real battle up front. Danny Smith comes by both Smith and DeWeese, and he takes the lead. Danny Smith's got the lead in the number 2D machine. And moving up now is Bobby Davis Jr. Bobby Davis Jr. Oh, we got one spinning around, all the way around the ring, 360 degrees around the ring for Stevie Smith Jr., and he keeps the car moving. He kept the car moving. Heading down the back straightaway now, coming around. Down the front chute, they're under the yellow flag. They immediately threw out the yellow there to slow everybody down. Looked like they were going to have a great big spin out right there. Race number 1, 1992. They run about 60 races a year all over the country. Here they come down the front chute now. And there goes the green flag. And the leader remains Danny Smith, but that don't look like it's... Oh! Bobby Davis Jr. almost rubbed the wall. Maybe that's a good omen. Bobby Davis Jr. moved to the outside. We got trouble right now down on the backstretch. Trouble on the back straightaway. It's the car number 5 of Gary Wright up against the retaining wall inside of the backstretch. Danny Smith still the leader in the number 2D. Got them all bunched up right there. There goes Lance DeWeese. He's taking off right now. They got the green flag out. He's moving out there. He took the lead away from Danny Smith, just point blank on the backstretch when they got the green flag. Smith now moving up. Bobby Davis Jr. moves into second place. Bobby Davis Jr. moves into second place now in the car number 4. Bobby Davis Jr. Here comes Bobby Davis. Boy, that car working real well on the outside. Looks like that's the fast way around the speedway. You can just stand on the gas, and we got ourselves a new leader now. It's Bobby Davis Jr. who's taking over the number 1 spot from Lance DeWeese. So Bobby Davis Jr. heading down the backstretch out of turn 2. DeWeese running in the second spot on the back chute now. Johnny Mackinson's still in there as they come around out of the corner now. Here they come down the front chute. And the leader, Bobby Davis Jr. Bobby Davis Jr. going down the back straightaway now. Boy, Johnny Mackinson almost wide against the wall out there. He's using up more than his share of the speedway here tonight. Bobby Davis Jr. Steve Smith now moving up. Stevie Smith Jr. He's right up behind Danny Smith. No relation there, no relation. One from one part of the country and one from another. Boy, look at Bobby Davis Jr. He just continues to keep stretching out the lead in the second heat event here tonight. And a winner in that event, coming across the checkered flag, Bobby Davis Jr. by almost a straightaway over everybody in the event. Bobby Davis Jr. winning heat number 2. Second place going to Lance DeWeese. Third to Danny Smith. Fourth to Steve Smith Jr. And fifth place to the number 65 of Johnny Mackinson Jr. There they are, all lined up now. The number 51, Jeff Scrum, sitting on the front row with Bobby Allen scheduled on the outside of row number 1 here. Allen also builds his own race cars, races them. Allen Enterprises out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Pace truck going in, good sign, everything stays in order. We're going to be looking for the green flag here in heat number 3. Look at that beautiful field coming down here to the starter, and there goes the green. And look who jumps out into the lead very quickly. And we got a car up against the wall in the front straightaway. Car up against the wall on the front chute. No sooner did we get the green, and that's the number 4 of Dale Blaney. Who's going to have the lead here on lap number 1? Jeff Scrum or Bobby Allen? Or here comes number 1, Sammy Swindell. Here comes number 10, coming out of the pack, Danny Lasowski. Here they come, side by side, going for turn 2 of the backstretch, and Sammy Swindell takes that beautiful black number 1 right out into the lead. Sammy Swindell. Here comes Sammy, shiny and bright, going through turns 1 and 2, down the back chute with the number 10, Danny Lasowski, in hot pursuit. Let's see if he's going to be able to catch up with Sammy Swindell. Slammin' Sammy, they call him. One of the great race drivers out of Bartlett, Tennessee. Lasowski gets right up behind Swindell, going off the second turn. That's about as close as he's going to get here in this event right now. Sammy Swindell standing on the gas. Lasowski second as they go out of the turn. And the 97B of Aaron Berryhill running in third place. On the backstretch now, there they go into turn 3 and 4. Sammy Swindell leading the way here in the third heat event of the evening. Sammy Swindell, car number 1, leads the way. Boy, Sammy's got about a good lead over the field as he goes by some of the slower cars down here in the turn, going by the 4U as he gets by on the turn there. That's the Robbie Stanley machine. Stanley not running as well as he'd like to be running right now. Sammy Swindell on the outside, and Swindell is going to put Robbie Stanley a lap down here in this event. Danny Lasowski now moving up on Robbie Stanley. Hey, Lasowski gets by. He takes over second place. He's still running in second. And he's dropping Robbie Stanley back another spot in the field. Coming around now, out of the corner now in the back straightaway, number 97B of Aaron Berryhill in third position now. Sammy Swindell still leading the way. Here comes Sammy pulling up on some slower cars. Comes up on the back straightaway out of turn 2. Swindell just letting it hang out there on the outside. He's just got the checker flag. The winner, Sammy Swindell, wins heat number 3. Sammy Swindell coming across the line, finishing second in the number 10, Danny Lasowski. Third finishing position, a good run there for the 97B of Aaron Berryhill. Finishing in the fourth spot is the number 51 of Jeff Scrum, who started on the front row. And your fifth finisher, the guy from all the way in the back end of the field, number 17, Tony Elliott. Field coming around now, getting ready to go green here in just a moment in our fourth heat event. Joe Gertie, Terry McCarl up front in row number 1. Gertie leaving the 7TW for the number 5J for 1992. And there they go. The green flag waves on the field. Coming down the front chute now. Let's see who's going to use inside, outside. Look out, a couple of them getting together down here in turn number 1 and 2. Tapping wheels just a bit. That's sprint car racing at its best with the World of Outlaws. And we got trouble on the track. Cars slowing down a little bit. Now they're back, regrouped, and ready to go. Kenny Jacobs trying to find a fast groove on the outside in that number 7 TW here tonight. And here they come. Out of the corner, down the front straightaway, and the green drops on the field this time. There they are, off and running. Out of the corner, down the front straightaway. Look where number 11 is already. From 6th starting position all the way up behind Joe Gertie in that number 5J, and all the way by Joe Gertie into the lead goes Steve Kinzer. Kinzer wasted no time getting from 6th out in front on the very first lap of this event. Watch Kinzer now. He's going to test that car to see how it's going to have to be run here in the feature tonight. He's really got the car moving in the high outside groove. He's out in front, pulling away from the field on the back straightaway. Steve Kinzer leads this field coming out of that 4th turn down the front chute. Watch out there, Kenny Jacobs a little bit sideways, almost got into the outside retaining wall. Jacobs got trouble, almost got into car number 2 down there in the corner, driven by Andy Hillenberg. Boy, Hillenberg spun around the ring. Jacobs almost took Hillenberg with him. Look where Kinzer is now. He's putting Hillenberg a lap down and coming right up behind Kenny Jacobs. He is moving fastly around this quarter-mile speedway. And Steve Kinzer appears to be the fastest car on the racetrack in these heat events thus far. Boy, he's just passing cars to no degree, just dropping them back and moving on the back straightaway. Giving that car a lot of punishment out here on the speedway, Steve Kinzer. Uh-oh, we got a car spinning around. He's still moving down there in the corner. And that's Andy Hillenberg once again. Hillenberg spun around the 2nd time in this event. And then still kept going. Coming around now in this event, Joe Gertie in 2nd place in the feature as they come around. Terry McCarl in 3rd as they move through the corners. The leader is the number 11 of Steve Kinzer. Kinzer leads away here in the Suncoast Dome. This is heat number 4 with 5 to qualify. Boy, look at Kinzer ducking down to the inside of the number 1S of Lee Brewer Jr. Brewer tries to hold him off. He don't want to go a lap down. He don't want to go a lap down. Yeah. And Steve Kinzer is the winner here of our fourth qualifying heat event. He didn't worry about getting by Lee Brewer. He just wanted to win. He did it in a big way. The winner, number 11, Steve Kinzer. Second place going to the number 5J of Joe Gertie. Third finishing position to number 88, Terry McCarl. Finishing fourth, Brett Keating in the number 69. And your fifth finisher was Keith Kaufman in the number 1W. The Tums Dash is on the speedway. Tums Trophy Dash for the World of Outlaws. Number 1W, Keith Kaufman. Number 29, Ricky Hood. Number 4, Bobby Davis Jr. Dave Blaney, number 7C. Steve Kinzer in number 11. At 65, Johnny Mackinson. And the race is underway. Let's see who it's going to be. Kinzer's running third right now on the back straightaway. Coming through the corner now. Here they come down the front chute. Green flag waves on the field. Boy, look at this. Bobby Davis Jr. sliding right by Keith Kaufman into the lead on the back straightaway. Coming out of the fourth turn now. This is the dash. This is going to tell how they start in the feature. So every driver wants to do his best now. Ricky Hood's up in third place right now, and Steve Kinzer is fourth. Then it's Dave Blaney in the number 7C. Kinzer's having a hard time getting by Ricky Hood. There goes the leader, Bobby Davis Jr. Bobby Davis Jr. still leading now with Keith Kaufman second. Going out the second turn now. Here they come down the front chute. Ricky Hood running third. Steve Kinzer in fourth. Trying to get by Hood here for that position on the field. He's having a tough time of it. Ricky Hood gets going pretty good right now. Stretches it out ahead of Kinzer. So does Bobby Davis Jr. for that matter. He's really moving out there in the lead. Into the third turn goes Bobby Davis Jr. Boy, he's really rolling here in this Tums Dash. Bobby Davis Jr. getting a good hold on the racetrack. He's out in front on the back straightaway. Keith Kaufman running second. Ricky Hood is third. And Steve Kinzer running fourth as they come out of the corner. Down the front chute now. Here into turn number 1 and 2 once again. Bobby Davis Jr. and Keith Kaufman still running in second position. Ricky Hood is third. Coming down the front chute, there's a checker flag. The winner of the Tums Trophy Dash, number 4, Bobby Davis Jr. out of Memphis, Tennessee. Finishing second in car number 1W, Keith Kaufman. Now it's time for the B main. Those who didn't get a chance to qualify in any of the qualifying heat events, getting that last opportunity to make the feature lineup here in the B main. Boy, we got ourselves a field. This ought to be a real rim-rotting, slam-banging affair here in the B main. Good drivers in here that failed to qualify as of yet. Guys like, well, take Ed Lynch and Steve Beitler, who set fast time tonight. They haven't qualified. And Bobby Allen, and Robbie Stanley, Andy Hillenberg, and Jeff Swindell, Jimmy Sills, Dale Blaney. Well, who's going to win this one? I'll tell you, these drivers are really adapted to this brand new quarter-mile speedway very quickly. They love these small racetracks. 4 cars is going to make the main event out of this, the B main here tonight for the World of Outlaws. 4 cars are going to make the feature lineup. Look who's out in front. Ed Lynch Jr. trailing right now the number 3 of Tom Bassinger. Bassinger's leading the way in at number 3 out of Fall Story, Ohio. He's going to be one of them's going to make the feature and keep control of that machine. Ed Lynch Jr. running in second. Kenny Jacobs trying to gain ground. He's now in third place. Bobby Allen running in the 4th position in the field. Allen's got to get up there. He's got to get up through the traffic there and get a spot here for the feature. He's moving on the outside now of the number 5, coming out of the 4th turn down the front straightaway. Bobby Allen knows he has to get by that number 22 of Steve Beitler in order to qualify. Bobby Allen working on both the number 5 in the field and also the 22 of Beitler. Still moving. Oh, number 4A loses a handle down there. Jeff Swindell. Boy, look at this. A couple of cars running into the wall down here. Bobby Allen just narrowly missed both of the spinning automobiles. Kevin Doty in the number 7 was one of the cars. And Gary Wright in the 5 was the other machine. And now here they come out of the fourth turn. Bobby Allen still hadn't qualified. He's still going to have to move up there. He's got to pass one more car. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it. Coming out of the fourth turn now. Here they come down the front chute. Bassinger's leading the way. Ed Lynch is second. There's in that third spot in the number 7 down the front chute away. There they go. And Kenny Jacobs. Jacobs running third. Jacobs running third in the event. Boy, the number 4U, Andy Hillenberg. Those guys are really getting it on in the back straightaway. Bobby Stanley as well. There goes your leader. That's Tommy Bassinger. Fall Story, Ohio, out in first place here in this B main. Last chance to make the feature tonight. Last chance to make the feature tonight. Checker flag waving on the field. Got a car spinning out down in turn 1 as well. The winner of the B main, number 3, Tommy Bassinger. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a standing ovation. That's the World of Outlaws salute to you from the greatest drivers in the great United States of America in sprint car racing. Out there on the speedway, 4 abreast. They call it the World of Outlaws salute in all events. Now they double up once again behind the pace truck. They're getting ready for the start here in this feature event. First time on this speedway. Let's see how they go. See who's going to win it here tonight. Will it be Bobby Davis or Keith Kaufman from the front row, or Ricky Hood or Steve Kinzer from the second row, or Dave Blaney or Johnny Mackison from row 3? There goes the green flag start, and history in the making here in the Suncoast Dome here in Tampa, Florida. Underway on the outside. Look who's got the lead. Bobby Davis Jr. on the outside. That looks like the fastest way around the speedway. Look at Steve Kinzer looking down on the inside. He rode on the outside. Look who's on the outside now. That's Keith Kaufman. He drops back into third place as Kinzer moves into second position here in the feature. Got his eyes on the leader as they dive into turn 1. Bobby Davis Jr. is leading. Kinzer is second. And then it's Keith Kaufman as they go by on the back straightaway. Here they come out of the fourth corner now. Sammy Swindell trying to move his way through the traffic. He's got a long way to go in car number 1. Down the back chute now, the leader. There they come out of the fourth corner. Down the front straightaway. Coming out of the fourth turn now. Bobby Davis Jr. still in the lead with Steve Kinzer in hot pursuit, and they're coming up on slower traffic. What's going to happen now? Will Bobby Davis Jr. get through, or can Kinzer overhaul him here? He's a good traffic man. There they go, past slower cars, down in the turn, and we got a car spinning around. Will everybody miss him? They do so far. The leader, number 4, Bobby Davis Jr. Got a lap car in the field, number 51, Jeff Scrum. Actually running in second place is number 11, Steve Kinzer. Kinzer's actually in the second position here in this event right now. He started back in the field in fourth place, but it didn't take him long to get to second. Bobby Davis Jr. has a good handle on the lead. Kinzer on the outside, the slower cars. He wants to get a good start, and he's got one. He moves past the slower cars, right up near the leader, Bobby Davis Jr. Let's see, Bobby Davis's car just about rolling over in the turn. He's got a lot of bite on the right side of that automobile, number 4. Bobby Davis. Boy, look at Sammy Swindell's car picking up the wheels. Picking up the wheels. Coming through the corner now. Here they come down the front straightaway. Going into turn 1. Bobby Davis Jr. still in the lead, but Kinser's getting closer, and they're coming in on that slower traffic. That's what you have on a quarter-mile track. And each driver is going to have to understand that this is the time, and there goes Kinser. Down low on the inside. He just squeezed by the wall, and the leader, Bobby Davis Jr., and boy, look at him rolling now. Kinser just literally rolling out there in the lead right now, just ahead of Bobby Davis. Davis moves right up on the bumper. They're back in that traffic another time. Boy, Kinser's a good traffic man as well. Looks like he's got all kinds of eyes. Just seems like he knows when to go inside, when to go outside. He dives down on the slower cars and puts Bobby Davis back about 4 car lengths. So look who's coming on now. Here, oh, we got trouble in the back straightaway. The number 7C of Dave Blaney loses the handle on the backstretch. That brings out the caution flag. There's your leader, number 11, Steve Kinser. Number 4, Bobby Davis is in second place. The number 1 TW is running in third place now with Keith Kaufman. There's Kaufman going around down the back straightaway. Sammy Swindell is running in the number 4 position right now. Here they come out of the 4th turn, down the front chute now, and Kinser's going to have some smooth, open sailing in the field for a little bit. Steve Kinser. Kinser worked his way out into lead, made a daring move on the inside of turn number 1 and 2 to grab the lead away from the early leader in the event, Bobby Davis Jr. Right now, there's a real battle going on down there with Davis Jr. as well as they come out of the turn. Here they come down the front chute. Keith Kaufman, Ricky Hood, bumping wheels. Oh, Kaufman's car just picked up the front end. That car's got all kinds of power. The number 1W. Boy, there's another car picking up the wheels around the turn. Boy, you don't see, look at Steve Kinser. He keeps his wheels on the ground. Well, he didn't that time. And he just continues to move it smooth out in the groove here in this feature event. The first feature of the 1992 season, and the multiple champion defending World of Outlaw champ is out in front right now, Steve Kinser. Kinser coming out of that 4th turn now. Here he comes down into turn 1 and 2 and going down the backstretch. Hey, look who's up behind Steve Kinser now. Slamming Sammy Swindell. And he's going to have plenty of company and plenty of competition for Steve Kinser. Sammy Swindell started 10th, remember. Can he overhaul Steve Kinser? Can he get by on this short track? Can he get by in all this traffic? Boy, he's letting that car run around on 2 wheels. He's trying to move it. He's right up on the bumper. Oh, he looks to the inside of Steve Kinser, and he can't get by as they come down the front chute. Into turn 1. Boy, Sammy Swindell looking for racing room. Hey, how about that? Bobby Davis Jr. almost got back up into 2nd place. Davis is now running 3rd in the feature. Keith Kaufman is 4th. And the leader, hey, look at Sammy Swindell all the way alongside the leader. Swindell almost got by Steve Kinser on the back straightaway. They're short straights, so you got to have a car that's got bukus of power, they call it. Real close racing right now. Swindell putting the pressure on. He's looking to the outside. Not too much room right there. They got 2 laps to go here in this feature. And Steve Kinser hang on, or Sammy Swindell going to make one of those daring slamming moves on the leader. He's moving to the outside. Not much room there. He's got to protect that 2nd spot for Bobby Davis Jr., who moves to the inside of Swindell. Hey, it ain't over yet. Look at this. This is World of Outlaw Racing coming down, and there's a checker flag. The winner for the first race of 1992, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Kinser, the defending champion of the World of Outlaws. And car number 11, Carl Kinser, prepared automobile. Finishing second, number 1, Sammy Swindell. Third place to the car number 4, Bobby Davis Jr. Fourth to the number 1W of Keith Kaufman. Fifth to the 2D of Danny Smith. Then the number 6, Ricky Hood, Kevin Huntley, Johnny Mackinson Jr., Danny Lasowski, and Kenny Jacobs. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Florida Suncoast Dome for the second night of the World of Outlaw action. Looking down in the pit area, that's car number 77 of Stevie Smith Jr., and then Keith Kaufman, the 1W. That's a Leon Whittemire car out of Pennsylvania. In the 7C, it's Dave Blaney, the second-generation driver out of Hartford, Ohio. Car number 7 is Kevin Doty. And the number 1M, Kevin Huntley. Andy Hillenberg in the number 2 coming up here on our program. Hillenberg, one of the very fine racers out of Millersburg, Ohio area. Car number 21 is Jack Hewitt. Hewitt, who races all types of racing automobiles. The J.W. Hunt produce machine, Jack Hewitt. 69, Brent Keating. Keating races also in many of the other racing divisions as well. Taking on the World of Outlaws here in the Florida Suncoast Dome here tonight. Keating's car, another one of the cars that's sponsored by the J.W. Hunt Strawberry King, Produce King. The car number 10, Danny Lasowski. This young guy just came into the ranks of World of Outlaw Racing about 2 or 3 years ago. Danny Lasowski. Into car number 1S, that's Lee Brewer Jr. He's found himself a good ride in that automobile. Lee Brewer Jr. And the number 1, boy slamming Sammy Swindell from Bartlett, Tennessee. In the TMC trucking special. Always a threat. There's Sammy sitting down there, just enjoying life, getting ready for the program. Ricky Logan, the driver of car number 20. Ricky Logan. And the car number 4A, the beautiful blue machine, that's Jeff Swindell. Jeff Swindell in car number 4A. And this number 3 is Tom Bassinger. Tommy Bassinger. In the number 2A, that's Danny Smith. Danny Smith, one of the top runners as well from Danville, Illinois. In the car number 2D. And the 7 TWS now driven by Kenny Jacobs. Jacobs now behind the wheel of that car. Another Central Pennsylvania driver, Johnny Mackinson Jr. In the number 5M, that's Mark Kinzer. Mark Kinzer in car number 5M. Beautiful automobile. It's a Williams racing machine for Mark Kinzer out of Olytic, Indiana. And the original World of Outlaw, you might call him, Bobby Allen out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. There you're looking at the outside of the dome. Drivers all parked outside in the pit area. Those cars pushed inside and they get ready. They'll be getting ready for a drivers meeting very shortly here and get ready to go racing here on the program. There you see all the drivers gathering now for that special drivers meeting. And the World of Outlaw officials from the Copenhagen Skull Shootout organization will go over those cars. There's Joe Gertie's new ride for 1992, car number 5J. And Bobby Davis Jr. of Memphis, Tennessee, one of the drivers, and 29 being driven by Ricky Hood, California driver in the Weichert Livestock. You're looking at Johnny Mackinson there, standing there in the white shirt, getting ready for the drivers' meeting. And that's now being conducted from the tower to make sure that they can. Pace truck pulling off the track. Everything stays in order. We're going to get the green flag start. Here they come down the front straightaway. And there goes the green flag. And we got a car up against the rail. Car up against the inside retaining wall. That's the number 22 of Steve Beitler. Beitler got up against the rail Here comes Workin' Woody, the official push truck of the World of Outlaws. And here they come down the front straightaway, and there goes the green flag. And we got a good green flag start right there. Jack Hewitt took the lead. Number 51, Jeff Scrum's right in there. There they go, 2 and 3 wide on this quarter-mile speedway. Lance DeWeese, oh, we got trouble! Hey, we got trouble, number 21. Jeff Scrum up there in the front. Wow, he took a long dive and got started. I'm not sure. It looks like somebody's got a flat tire. Something going wrong with Lance DeWeese's car. Looks like a flat tire on the left front side. Flat tire on the Lance DeWeese, number 461. Coming around out of the fourth turn, down the front straightaway. And there goes a green flag this time from the starter stand. They're off and underway. Jeff Scrum grabs the lead into the 51, but he's going to have to keep that car down that low groove. He wants to hold that on the back straightaway. Here we go. Tommy Bassinger running right up behind Scrum here on the front chute, going into turn 1. Bassinger right up there on the rear bumper of the leader, going out of the second turn on the back straightaway. Coming around 3 and 4 now. Scrum keeps going wide. Bassinger keeps closing it up into number 3. Tommy Bassinger. Here comes Bassinger now, right down to the inside. He may have him right there out of the second turn. He's got him. And down the front chute now, here they come. It's Tommy Bassinger. Look at Jeff Scrum trying to get that position back now. Pulls up alongside. He's on the inside. Bassinger's on the outside. Jeff Scrum and Tommy Bassinger. And Jeff Scrum took the number 1 spot back again. And there goes Bassinger. Boy, Bassinger just turned on the afterburner right there at the starter stand and shot right by Scrum another time. Can he hold it? Can he hold it here? Tommy Bassinger leading the way here in this qualifying event. Jeff Scrum in second, then the number 78 of Todd Kane. Todd Kane running in third, Bobby Allen in fourth, Andy Hillenberg in the 5th spot now. Coming away down the front chute now. Here they come down around. Bassinger leading, but not by much. Not by much. Bassinger trying to hold it in front. Jeff Scrum putting the pressure on. Scrum knew he messed up by getting a little bit wide, giving the lead back to Bassinger. Bassinger's trying to hold on now. Todd Kane in third. Coming out of turn 4 now. Top 4 cars are running under a blanket here on the speedway, which is starting to blacken up now from the rubber. Tommy Bassinger gets the 1-lap signal. 1 lap to go in the number 3. He better keep her down low on the inside. There goes Jeff Scrum pulling up alongside. There they go out of the 3rd and 4th turn down the front chute. And Tommy Bassinger just won that one, with the number 51 of Jeff Scrum taking 2nd. Todd Kane was 3rd. Bobby Allen 4th. Andy Hillenberg was 5th. Okay, there they go, getting ready to go. Down the front chute, and there goes the green flag. Green flag racing. Boy, look at that battle. Kenny Jacobs quickly goes out in front in the number 7 TW. Kenny Jacobs takes over the lead from Jeff Swindell as they go racing around. Watch these drivers. They got their cars set up, hugging that inside rail the shortest way around any speedway, and they got them hooked up here in this second heat. Watch Jacobs. Kenny Jacobs, he keeps that car down in that low groove. Here comes the number 6 moving up, Robbie Smith. Smith getting wide though, but he's moving on the outside. Down on the inside, here comes the 7C, moving up on the inside as well. Now Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney. And the leader on the back straightaway, Kenny Jacobs. Oh, there goes Johnny Magnuson, spinning all the way around the ring and kept the car going. Magnuson just kept her going. Jacobs leads in the number 7 TW. His brand new ride for 1992 here on the World of Outlaw Tour. Watch Dave Blaney, boy, he's moving up. Blaney moving up. This young man knows how to get through the traffic. He moves all the way up into third place now is Dave Blaney. Third place behind Jeff Swindell and Kenny Jacobs, the leader. There's Jacobs running high, wide, and handsome, boy. Nobody even close to Jacobs now. That car's some kind of hooked up tonight for Kenny Jacobs. There's the number 4 of Jeff Swindell. Jeff Swindell in the 4AL on the track, running in second place. Dave Blaney is third. Lee Brewer right now running in the 4th spot, trying to hold that position. Plenty of racing there, side by side, as the number 6 gets to the inside of Lee Brewer. Robbie Smith. Boy, look at Robbie Smith just working on Brewer, wheel to wheel. And Smith gets by in the number 6. Robbie Smith gets by Lee Brewer. And there's a checker flag, and the winner is Kenny Jacobs. Jacobs wins it in the 7TW. Second place going to the number 4AL of Jeff Swindell. Finishing third in the number 7C, Dave Blaney. Fourth finishing position, the car number 6, Robbie Smith. And finishing in the 5th and final spot in the 1S, Lee Brewer Jr. Coming through that 3rd and 4th turn, down the front chute, Stevie Smith leaves the field, and they get the green flag. And it's a false start. It looks like it's going to be a false start. Smith jumping out a little too quick, apparently. Here they come, out of the 4th turn this time, side by side. Barry Hill trying to keep up with Smith, but Smith takes the lead as they get the green flag going into turn 1. Moving up on the outside, keep your eye on Rick Logan in the number 20. Coming through the corner now, Barry Hill in trouble. Smith leads. 29 moving up, Ricky Hood. There goes car number 88 on the move, Terry McCarl. Yellow flag out on the track, the number 97 stranded here on the front straightaway. Stevie Smith Jr. up front. And there goes the green flag. Rick Logan is second. And right behind him, he's got a lot of company right there. Ricky Hood in that Weicker Livestock number 29 bearing down, along with the number 10 machine of Danny Lasowski. Lasowski really putting on the heat as well. Through turns 1 and 2 now. Down the front chute into turn 1. Coming down the front straightaway now. Stevie Smith Jr. Jr., boy, look at him really pulling away from the field right now in that number 77. Smith Jr. and his mechanic really got things hooked up here tonight, here in this heat event. He's sitting down inside that car, just pushing the pedal to the metal. With Rick Logan in second place in car number 20. Ricky Hood trying to hold on to third position now. Danny Lasowski in fourth. Terry McCarl in fifth as they come out of the fourth turn. Terry McCarl in that 88 trying to hold on to that fifth qualifying position just ahead of Kevin Doty. Robbie Stanley in the 4U. Stanley's machine. Moving up behind the 97 of Aaron Berryhill. His car stalled earlier on the track. 1 lap to go for the leader in the 77, Stevie Smith Jr. Boy, Smith got out in front. He has not let up here in this heat event. There's a checker flag. Winner of the third heat, Steve Smith Jr. coming down to collect second. It's car number 20 of Rick Logan. Third place to the 29 of Ricky Hood. Finishing fourth in the number 10, Danny Lasowski. And your fifth finishing position, car number 88, Terry McCarl. Kinzer and Slammin' Sammy up front here in the first row as they get ready for the green. And there goes a green flag. Who's going to get it? Yeah, Kinzer's got down on the inside. Swindell ducks to the inside of Kinzer. Kinzer blocks him out. Through the first and second turn. Out of 3 and 4 now. Steve Kinzer standing on the gas. And that Carl Kinzer machine, and we got a yellow flag. It's a car number 10 of Lasowski. Lost the handle in the first turn. At the Suncoast Dome here, right here in Tampa, Florida. Second night of action for the World of Outlaws, and boy, Sammy and Kinzer up tight down the front chute. Kinzer's got the lead though. Swindell is second. Let's see if they do any slamming around now as they come through that first and second turn. Swindell getting a little wide, losing a little ground. Steve Kinzer hooked up very tight in this Bars Leak Dash. Right behind him in the number 4, Bobby Davis Jr. And then Bobby Allen. Allen moving up into the top 4 now in the 1A. Bobby Allen. Coming down the front chute now. Look at this. 2 turns, 1 and 2. Boy, Steve Kinzer just literally opens up some daylight between him and Sammy Swindell. Kinzer's car, one of the Maxim chassis, and the number 1 of Sammy Swindell, one of his own design. Steve Kinzer, 1 lap to go in this dash. Kinzer just about ready to put it all away. Here, look at that. Just made that car stand up on its back wheels. Right down the front straightaway. Mind you, one of the Camo Pro motorcycle riders that do wheel stands. Kinzer does it with 4 wheels and brings 2 up. Well, the motorcycles only bring up 1 wheel. We're going to bring them to you. The B main. They all know that only 5 will qualify. They're going to get it on. Getting ready to go green now. Good tight field. Here they come down the front chute. And there goes the green flag on the field. And the car number 21 of Jack Hewitt. Hewitt grabs the lead very quickly. He knows he's going to have to stay up front if he wants to qualify into the main event tonight. Car's getting a little close down there in that turn. Coming down the front chute now. Boy, look at Steve Beitler. He's got a long way to go through that field if he wants to qualify. Moving to the outside now. There goes the number 4 moving up. The leader moving by on the front straightaway. Jack Hewitt. And we got a car stranded down on the inside of turn number 1. And they're getting ready to go green once again. They got the green flag. Everybody on the gas. Standing on the alcohol burners now as they come down the front chute into turn 1. Jack Hewitt in front. Hewitt leading in the number 21. Jack Hewitt. Coming through the turns now, down the front chute. Hewitt's got plenty of close company going through that first and second turn. Here they come. Jack Hewitt still in front. Not by much. Not by much for Hewitt, who leads the way, the Troy, Ohio driver. J.W. Hunt sponsored machine. Number 97B of Aaron Berryhill in second. Berryhill had troubles earlier tonight, running up there in second place here in this B main. Trying to get a chance to qualify. Johnny Mackison down to the inside of car number 30 as they go by. Jimmy Molis. Mackison trying to move up. He's one of the top 5 positions tonight. Jack Hewitt leading the way. Aaron Berryhill is second. Hewitt out front in the number 21. Berryhill second as they go by the number 97B. Boy, Hewitt's really getting out in front. He's really trying to open up some daylight and get some lap cars between he and Aaron Berryhill. Berryhill not far behind here in this feature event. The B main feature. 5 will qualify going to the A main Copenhagen Skull Shootout tonight. Robbie Stanley on the move. Lance DeWeese trying to get a qualifying spot as well now. And the winner, car number 21, Jack Hewitt. There goes Hewitt heading for the pit area. Some of the best in the business in sprint car racing. Ted Johnson's World of Outlaws. Coming around down the front straightaway. And there goes the green flag. And quickly jumping the lead. Guess who it is? You know who it is. Car number 11, Steve Kinzer. He's got the lead. Down the front chute now, through turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway, and Kinzer in car number 11 is out in front. Steve Kinzer being chased by none other than slamming Sammy Swindell. Boy, look at this. They know how to get around on this racetrack. Quarter of a mile. Not very wide. A lot of racing room. They're giving each other racing room. Steve Kinzer leading the way in car number 11. Sammy Swindell in hot pursuit. You know what they say, folks. It ain't over till it's over. I've seen Kinzer start on the front row and win. I've seen him start in the rear and win. And I've seen him start in other positions and lose. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here tonight. Look at Sammy Swindell. Swindell just swallowed his way right down on the inside and grabbed the lead away from Steve Kinzer. What a move! Where did Swindell get all that power all of a sudden? Look at this. He's picking the wheels up. Car number 2, Andy Hillenberg's right in front of him, along with the number 6 of Robbie Smith. Swindell gets to the inside. He knows he's got to protect that inside from the challenger now in car number 11, Steve Kinzer. How could Kinzer give away? He's not giving up yet, folks. He's moving to the outside. That may be trouble. That may be trouble. He may have made a wrong move there. Now he's back in the hunt once again. Dropping back about 4 car lengths. Boy, look at Sammy. He just noses that car right down to the inside, taps you a little bit with his wheel, wiggles the wheel, and Lance DeWeese just gets out of the way. Bobby Davis right up behind Steve Kinzer now in the number 4. Bobby Davis. Davis working on Kinzer. And we got a car stuck up into the wall. That's the number 7C. For the World of Outlaws. Making history here indoors. First race indoors. The Outlaw drivers. They're getting ready to go green. Look at Kinzer up on the outside. Kinzer wants to get by that lap car. He's got it. He's got by him. That's what Lance DeWeese, who was tucked in between the cars. Kinzer just moved alongside. He's going to try to chase down Swindell. Can he do it? He's right there on the rear bumper, Sammy. Sammy Swindell, the TMC Trucking number 1. The beautiful black. Ooh, look at Kinzer. Kinzer just picking up the left front wheel on that machine. Now picking up both wheels, trying to get closer to the leader. Bobby Davis Jr.'s 3rd, Bobby Allen is 4th. red hot feature here indoors. Everybody just moving smooth in the groove. Watch this now. Sammy Swindell coming up on the slower traffic. Let's see if he, oh no, there goes another one upside down, rolling end over end here on the front straightaway. The number 51 of Jeff Scrum. He just rolled in for end, and just look at that car. Smashed up on top and the wheel, and he's gonna need a wrecker and maybe some assistance of Jeff Scrum, number 51. From Steve Kinzer. Now they're all lined up, and there goes the green flag. Green flag coming down on the restart. For car number 1, Sammy Swindell, Steve Kinzer. Heading down the third and fourth turn now. On the front chute, going into turn 1. Boy, Kinzer's got a good sight on the leader. Good sight, running in third. Bobby Davis Jr., Bobby Allen running fourth. There goes Sammy. Through the corner now, and they're closing up on the slower traffic another time. Coming down the front chute into turn 1. Watch this now as they close in. Got a car slowing down, number 3. Tommy Bassinger slowing down into number 3. Coming around out of the fourth turn, Sammy Swindell. Swindell leading. Kinzer second. Kinzer's right up on the rear bumper. Coming through the corner now, down the front straightaway. Car number 1, Sammy Swindell. Swindell, and we got a car around sideways here on the fourth turn. Car around sideways on the fourth turn. Steve Kinzer in second. And there goes Kinzer picking up them 2 front wheels another time. Swindell takes the lead away once again down the front chute into turn 1 with Kinzer in hot pursuit. Kinzer gets down to the inside, but he just can't handle Sammy. Going through the corner in the back straightaway, coming down the front chute now into turn 1. And the yellow is out. Car number 4, AL around the ring. Down here on the front straightaway, driven by Jeff Swindell. Jeff Swindell. We have lap cars in the field. Running in third position now, Bobby Davis Jr. And once again, there's the wave of the green flag here in this feature. Kinzer getting a slow start. Sammy really got a real jump on things. Kinzer picks up that left front wheel once again. Kinzer getting a tremendous bite on the racetrack. Coming down the front straightaway into turn 1. Through the corner now. Everybody picking up the wheels as they go out of the second turn on the back chute. Coming away out of the fourth turn. Sammy Swindell and Steve Kinzer riding on 3 wheels. Swindell leading. Kinzer still trying to play catch-up as they come back into that traffic jam once again. What's Sammy gonna do? Ride outside or inside? Kinzer pulls in behind Swindell as they go into the corner. Swindell now picking up the wheel. Tries to keep the car down on the low side of the speedway. Coming around into turn 1. Sammy not making the move outside or inside momentarily. Kinzer getting frustrated now, trying to get a position back. Swindell leads away right behind the traffic, coming into turn 1. A lot of traffic. Swindell not making a move to the outside or the inside. Now he's going to make a move on the inside. He just gets by right there in the turn from the 97B of Aaron Berryhill. Through the corner now. Here they come, down the front chute another time. Working away through the traffic. Sammy Swindell in the lead. Steve Kinzer second. Bobby Davis Jr. in third. Bobby Allen running fourth. Keith Kaufman in fifth. Coming through the corner now. Leading out in front, car number 1. Down the front straightaway into the first turn. Out of the corner. Steve Kinzer on the outside now, looking to the outside of Swindell, and he lost a lot of ground, almost got into the wall here at the starter's stand. Almost got into the wall. That car literally riding on a twist right now. Sammy Swindell trying to win this one tonight, but he hasn't done it yet. And we got a couple of cars coming together upside down right here in the turn. Car number 78 rolling over down there in the turn, driven by Todd Kane, and car number 20, Rick Logan. Two cars coming together right down here on the fourth turn. We're going to get a green flag start here on the back straightaway. And there goes the green flag. Steve Kinzer quickly slips underneath of the lapped automobile and picks up the chase. He's 4 or 5 car lengths behind the leader, Swindell. Through the corner now. Look at Sammy Swindell and Kinzer putting on a display of driving talent here in turn number 1 and 2. Kinzer moves right up behind Swindell. He won last night. He wants a winner again tonight. That's Steve Kinzer in car number 11. The defending multiple champion of the World of Outlaws in that Valvoline Special. But the TMC car just seems to be a little bit too much at the moment for car number 11, Steve Kinzer. Sammy Swindell guiding that car right around the inside rim of this speedway, being built specially here in the Suncoast Dome for this World of Outlaw Copenhagen Skull Shootout. There they go, down through the traffic now. Pair of the best when it comes to traffic, Sammy Swindell and Steve Kinzer. Kinzer getting his car. Oh, they come together going into turn 1. They're used to it. They do a lot of that slamming around. Now, Kinzer's in trouble. Bobby Davis Jr. gets by Steve Kinzer into second place. Bobby Davis Jr. takes second place. And the winner, right there on the final lap, the winner in car number 1, Sammy Swindell. Sammy Swindell, the winner in the TMC number 1 from Bartlett, Tennessee. Finishing second on the last lap, Bobby Davis Jr. in car number 4. Third finishing position, the car number 11, Steve Kinzer. Finishing fourth in the number 1A, Bobby Allen. Fifth spot to the Keith Kaufman machine, the number 1W. Sixth finishing position to Rick Logan in car number 20. Finishing seventh, Kevin Huntley. Kevin Huntley. Eighth spot to Ricky Hood in the Weicker Livestock number 29. Ninth finishing position to Jack Hewitt. And finishing 10th, Jeff Swindell in car number 4AL. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. History in the making. 2 nights of the Copenhagen Skull Shootout here at the Florida Suncoast Dome. The winner last night, Steve Kinzer. The winner tonight, Sammy Swindell.